Hey guys, Lornetto here, and today, if you look at the screen, you'll see what if I'm doing now. And it's gonna be a new one, and I know some people have done this, but I feel like I'm gonna do it. I feel like I should do it. Anyway, yeah, this is what if Deku was alone? And we start off, well, when he's born. And, yeah. For some reason, he doesn't look like Inko or Hisashi. And I'm gonna say in this one, Hisashi has black hair, and Inko has green hair, like in the pretty much Inko's hair, like in the original. But with Izuku's hair, it's white. It's completely white. So, yeah, they're confused as hell. And Izuku's eyes are purple. And yeah, the doctors told Inko and Hisashi to keep a close eye on Izuku. Because yeah, no one has no idea what's going on. And when we get to Izuku when he's 4, yeah, he's still quirkless. And literally no one believes him, not even his own mother. In fact, the next day, they drive off to a forest and drop him into that forest, leaving him alone. And yeah, I must tell everybody, Izuku is very smart. And then Izuku realizing that, yeah, he doesn't even look like he doesn't look like either his mother or father. So he would be like, there's a possibility that they're throwing me out, but maybe. So yeah, he would search up everything he would need before that time would come. Which was when, like, a day after his fourth birthday. So yeah. And Zuku, and yeah, what he searched up, and he also has perfect memory, so I can do this perfectly, and without any trouble on my side. So yeah, what he learned was, well, everything a doctor would need to know, like how to surgically put an arm back onto a person, all that, how to actually train, how to keep your body healthy, about animals, and yeah, he barely paid attention to Hero, so yeah. Actually, no, he didn't pay attention to heroes at all. Like, never once did he talk about becoming a hero or something like that. And yeah, everybody was weirded out by him because of that. In fact, all he talked about was, well, everything that he learned. And yeah, he pretty much just learned a master level. He's pretty much just at master level, a master level doctor skills. He has those. Master level trainer skills. Master level engineer. and master level weapons and armors maker. So yeah. And a week after, like, and I'm gonna say 3 months after Suku got pretty much abandoned by his parents, yeah, we see Suku training. Just training far beyond, like, just keep training until he feels pretty much everything in his body break and wait. Yeah, and he would wait until it was completely healed, and then do that same exact training until it feels like that he's no longer breaking his entire body, and then make it even harder on himself. So yeah, he's pretty much just putting himself through hell, pretty much. And yeah, one day while he's resting his body, he's able to walk around, he hears a few people with metal clinging from them, because yeah, his senses, when I meant breaking his entire body here, I also meant making his senses, like, also increasing his senses. So yeah, by this time all his senses went up by 2 at this point. No, they haven't gone up yet, but he still heard metal clinging from the people's hands. And when he looked from behind a tree, he saw guns. And yeah, he knows what guns are as well. And then he see a lot of wolves going after, like, ambush this group of hunters. And yeah, all of these hunters have quirks that help them. And all these wolves have quirks as well. Only what we will be worried about is the one that Suku will rescue. We'll grab before that entire pack is eradicated. So yeah. And each member of that pack's face looks like this, but with different colored but each part of the pack has a different color for their eyes. And as Zuku's seeing that the wolves are being overpowered by the hunters, and then Zuku's seeing a pup, and we're just trying to protect. Oh, yeah, there's hiding. Zuku would, and yeah, he's a master level. He's at master level for a person that does parkour. So yeah, he is a master at that. So yeah, so he would climb up a tree and jump to another tree, climb down that tree, grab the pup, and run away. And yeah, one of the hunters did hear something and look up to see a little boy, but then that person just got killed by a wolf. And it was the mother of the pup. And yeah, the pup would look over that way to where Zuku's running, to see a human running away with her child. And yeah, Zuko right now has like pretty much just caveman style of clothing, but made out of leaves. So yeah, and Zuko's hair is up down to his shoulders. No, down to his neck. And yeah, Zuko would quickly look back, looking at the mother of the pup. And yeah, Zuko would mouth to this pup's mother, just mouth the words, "I will protect him with all my life." And yeah, and yeah, and this wolf had a quirk that gave her the intelligence of a human, so she could, and she was able to read lips. So yeah, so she was glad that at least a human was nice that actually cared for them. And yeah, and she would die in pretty much in honor. Die in glory. And yeah, the pup would be trying to get to its mother, but Suku would just would then hide behind a tree. Cause yeah, at this point he is 2 times as faster as a 4-year-old would be. Yeah, 2 times faster than a 4-year-old. So yeah, he is pretty fast for a 4-year-old. So he would hide behind a tree and start petting, while holding the pup, petting him gently. And yeah, in human years, the pup is at Suku's age. So yeah, Suku would be gently petting the pup. And yeah, and we skip a year, and we see Zuko and this pup playing with each other. And yeah, and the pup got used to Zuko just training so much that he wouldn't be able to move at all. Yeah, the pup got used to it, and yeah, and yeah. And yeah, Suku with his training just makes sure it's not enough. Yeah, for Suku's training, Suku makes sure it's not enough to kill him, but it's definitely enough to where once he heals, it gets way stronger than it would originally. So, yeah. So, like, his bones are to the point where it doesn't kill him, but it'll, once the bones grow back, they are stronger than ever. So, yeah. And the pup's eyes are purple. And, yeah. After a year with Zuko, Suku saw a mark form on this pup. and it was and it looked like the Uzumaki symbol, but purple. So, yeah. And Izuku thought that it looked adorable, that the pup always looks adorable. And yeah, the name of this pup is... The name of the pup that Izuku gave it was Caesar. And yeah. And for some reason, this pup had two quirks. A quirk, one that allowed him to create vibranium from his body. And his limit to that was he could only make 1 ton of vibranium. Nothing less or nothing more. And after that, you can't make any more for a day. And his other quirk gave him, and same amount of intelligence Zuko had. So yeah. For basically pretty much just times 50 times 54 of a normal wolf. It's an intelligence, and you get that. So yeah. And the wolf can, at this moment, yeah, and one day, while Zuko and the pup are playing, Zuko wants to play with the pup. Well, Caesar. And yeah, so Caesar we didn't walk, just walk towards Izuku plump. And yeah, Izuku right now would be lying against a tree with his legs just straight out and placed right next to each other. Caesar would just sit onto Izuku's lap and be like, and yeah, just look at his face. And Izuku like, I love you, buddy. And Izuku would kiss him on the forehead. And yeah. And Caesar actually wanted to train his wolf body, which starting to do, which is, yeah. The next day, Caesar would be waiting for Izuku to wake up. Yeah, Izuku to wake up. He's like, And yeah, here we get out of the little cave that Zuko cleaned up for both Caesar and the sleep-in. And yeah, then Caesar would have a stick in his mouth with a slightly sharp point. And then he would start writing. Yeah, then he would start digging it, like sliding it through the dirt. And Izuku wanted to know what he was doing. We'll just watch. And then once Caesar was finished, it would say, it would pretty much say, "Can you help me train?" And yeah, Izuku actually being surprised that he wants to train his body, his tiny body. Izuku just be like, "Are you sure?" And Caesar would just nod his head a lot. Like, yeah, nod his head a lot in the motion of, like, saying yes. And Izuku was like, alright. Then we time skip to when Izuku was 14. And, yeah, Caesar pretty much doing the same type of training, the same thing Izuku is doing to his body. And Izuku and Caesar has fought against all the beasts in the forest except two. And one of them is a beast unknown to Izuku, because he has never heard of it before. And this is the beast. And Izuku, while Izuku and Caesar are walking through the forest, well, hunting for food, this beast would come out of nowhere and attack them. And both Caesar and Izuku would dodge. And I'm gonna say every single animal has at least one quirk. And this one had like 3. No, 4. And the only way to kill it was to stop its heart. But, yeah, not known to Izuku, it had 2 hearts. But Caesar would have known of this. So, yeah. And then Izuku would do a counterattack at it. But then it would, Izuku goes straight for where he knows where most animals' hearts are at. And he goes straight for that heart, takes it out, and crushes it. But then it slashes Izuku. But its claw goes, just slashes at Izuku's eye. And he dodges it. And he almost dodges it, but he gets a big, and he would get a 5 claw mark wound on his left eye. But luckily for Izuku, the claw didn't hit his eye. And then, and for what Caesar looks like, yeah, he pretty much looks like a fully grown wolf with purple eyes and those 2 marks on his head, and a lot of symbols on his marks on his body. And just imagine a very muscular wolf, and you get that. And you get Caesar. And then Caesar would take out, then just go for the second heart, which he knows exactly where it is. And he would grab the heart by his mouth and just crush the heart between his teeth. And then but it didn't. And but with Suku and Caesar's strength for their jaws or hands, well, arms, yeah, they are Suku's arm strength is more than enough to crush steel, while Caesar's jaw strength is more than enough to break steel. So, and when Caesar and Izuku just grab the heart from inside the beast, yeah, they had to put a little bit of an effort to grab the heart from inside. So yeah, that's telling you something. Then this beast fell down dead. And Suku realizing that, yeah, this hide was pretty powerful, would remove the hide from this beast and yeah, he would make the hide into a long sleeve type shirt, hide made out a long sleeve shirt, pants, and gloves made out of this beast's hide. So yeah. And a Kakashi mask made out of that hide. And yeah, Suku knew that there was more than enough hide for more stuff like that. So yeah, he made a lot more of that type of hide. Well, that type of clothing. For gloves, pants, and long sleeve shirts. And yeah. And I'm gonna make it so you wait at college for my personal reasons, because I really thought that having you as a high school was kind of dumb, in my opinion. So yeah. No disrespect to the creator, but yeah, the show made it in college. And yeah, then during the fifth, and yeah, then between Izuku being 14 and 18, Caesar and Izuku also killed this beast, which its claws, this quartz animal's claws were vibranium. So yeah. And Izuku made this blade out of the bear's claws. Put all the claws together and made that a weapon. So yeah. And the teeth he made out of this beast's hide, because yeah, this beast's hide, after you kill it, the hide will never, like anything, like, yeah, like no vultures or anything that would eat a hide would want to eat this type of hide, because yeah, the moment they do, well, the moment they get close to it, it would just smell it would smell like something they would not want to touch at all. So, yeah. You know, when we get to when Izuku is 16, yeah. Civilians now finally start seeing, when Izuku is 16, civilians start to see someone protect, like some civilians are talking about someone with a mask, like with some type of clothing on. And yeah, Izuku's gloves are full length gloves, not fingerless gloves. So yeah. And the hide, once you hit it, it feels like you're hitting steel. And yeah, that would go pretty much the same for, well, and yeah, pretty much, and Izuku's stance is, well, Baki stance from Baki the Grappler. So, yeah. And when the heroes start hearing about this person, they start trying to capture him. But, yeah, they can't. They never could. Because, well, Izuku is pretty much as powerful as... Yeah, he's so powerful that he can make shockwaves. Let's just say that. And, yeah, his speed... And yeah, he can move so fast that, yeah, that can make shockwaves as well. And since the Izuku's blade is made out of vibranium, yeah, no one in this world can break it. And Izuku, and it can also cut through anything here. So, yeah. And one time, Aizawa tried to capture him and tried to erase his quirk, but Izuku doesn't have one, so yeah. Izuku would just knock out Eraser Head. Like Aizawa. Shoto Aizawa or Eraser Head. With just a single flick. No, a single neck chop. a single neck chop, and yeah, Aizawa was knocked out. And yeah, and every single hero sees a wolf with a zoo beside this person. And yeah, they only get a glimpse of him before he disappears. So yeah, they're never able to figure out who he is. And they can never figure out where he lives either. Because yeah, the moment they try to go after him, they can't. Suki would just disappear on them. And yeah. And Suku remembering about the UA, like, it sounds like fun. Why not? And yeah, and yeah. The hides can in the day. Yeah, and Suku's always in the heroes always find him at nights, and the hide changes color depending on what time at the time. Like if it's during the day, it looks like this, but at night, no. During the day, it's red and green. No, red and gray. But at night, it's red and purple. It is during the day, but at night, it's black and white. With this part right here being the white, and this being the black. So yeah. And yeah, Zuko, knowing that the school probably won't allow him to use his weapon with his sword, yeah, he would just leave it in his cave. And yeah, when Caesar and Zuko leave the cave, they always have a boulder in front of the entrance of the cave. And Zuko made it sure that, yeah, it's a boulder that only he can move. So, yeah. And All Might is literally the only person that would be able to move the boulder, but only by a little. It would take him hours to move the boulder. And if he would even punch it, it wouldn't leave a mark on it. In fact, it would break All Might's hand the moment he would hit it with his full strength. So, yeah. When Suki would get to the UA entrance exam, he would make a fake information thing of him, but leave one thing the same. He's quirkless. So yeah. I'm not gonna say what he says who he is, but yeah. And yeah, when he walks into and yeah, he doesn't trip over at all. And yeah, he made sure to have permission to bring Caesar with him. So yeah, he has papers that allows him to bring Caesar with him. And yeah, and surprisingly, Caesar smells beautiful, like roses. Yeah, Caesar would smell like roses to everyone. And Izuku loves that smell from Caesar. Well, he likes the smell, but he also doesn't mind it. But yeah, you can only smell how Caesar smells like if you actually get close enough, which is, well, if he's literally right next to you. So yeah. And yeah, when we get to the theory test, yeah, Zuko gets second. Then when President Mike is talking about all about the 1, 2, 3, and the 1, 2, and 3 pointers, and he was about to get ready to talk about the 0 pointer. Ida would interrupt him, thinking that he wasn't going to talk about it, and yeah, would blubber on about that, and then point to Izuku and be like, "And you're not supposed to," and yeah, he'll be like, "You're not supposed to have ammo here, la la la," and yeah, then Izuku being annoyed, but also having a smirk on his face, would then be like, "Well, that's thought. 4 eyes." Yeah, then he would go and he would grab from the pocket of his hide pants a paper that says explicitly says that he can bring Caesar wherever he wants to. And as you could just say, this paper explicitly says that I can bring him wherever I want. So that we got that out of the way, let him finish so we can get over with this. And yeah, Ida, feeling defeated, would sit down and Zuko just roll the papers up and put them back into the pot. Well, just fold the papers up again and put them into his pants pocket. and just focus. Well, then, and then Caesar would just hop onto Izuku's lap, and yeah, just telling you now, Suku is taller than Ida, and when Caesar's on all just standing up straight, just standing on his two legs, he is taller. He is at the height of Ida. So yeah, and Caesar would sit right next to Suku, and Izuku would just be scratching his head while paying attention. So yeah, now when we get to the physical part of the test, yeah, once the doors open, Izuku would immediately run in and just be kicking and punching each robot, just making their heads fly off. Well, just pop off, pretty much. And yeah, Aizawa would be interested. The teacher, everybody in the thing where they watch the students from would be interested about this kid, and yeah, Nezu would find a thing that had the information on him, and yeah, it said quirkless. And yeah, Suku in Izuku's pretty much just doing this for fun. And yeah, I see that Caesar's literally not doing anything to help Izuku. And then Izuku would just be like, "Hey Caesar, wanna help me?" And yeah, Caesar would then everybody would see Caesar's tail waggle a lot to this and start attacking all the robots that Suku wants him to. Yeah, pretty much. And all the robots around Izuku. And yeah. And at the end of the entrance of the yeah. Suku and Caesar would just, yeah. And yeah. Oh, and on the paper it also says if anyone were to deny him that he can bring Caesar wherever he wants to, they have to pay him $1,000. Well, $1,000. So yeah, and if it's at school, it's twice that amount. No, it's, so yeah, just anyone that tries to deny him the fact that he can bring Caesar anywhere he pleases to, they have to pay up. They have to pay a fine of $1,000. So yeah. And that's where I'm gonna end it off for. Yeah, then Suku just start to leave, but then Suku would see a little mouse, and Suku would just like, "Oh, hello. What do you need?" With a smile on his face. And yeah, and Nezuko would just be like, "Well, we don't know where you live, so could you tell us?" And yeah, Suku would be like, "No problem." Yeah, then he would point directly to a forest. Yeah, and Nezuko would look where he's pointing at, and yeah, and Nezuko would be like, "Is there a house in there?" Or and Nezuko would be like, "No, no house." And yeah, Nezuko would just be like, and yeah, and Aizawa would come from a corner, and yeah, Suku, yeah, then Suku would just like, yeah, Suku would just look at one of his eyes and would trace to the corner real quick, and then look back at Nezu. Yeah, and Nezu would be like, "Oh, alrighty then." And yeah, in his mind, would be like, he noticed. And yeah, and then Aizawa would come out from the corner and be like, "So, you're pretty much telling us you're homeless." And Zuko would be like, "Yep. Is there a problem with that?" And yeah, and you're like, "No." And yeah, and Zuko would just like, and Zuko would just like, "Well, if you want to find where I am staying in that forest, just search for a..." Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, and Suku would just be like, if you ever want to find where I'm at in that forest, just search for a big cave with a giant boulder in front of it. Yeah, and Nezu would just like, noted. And Suku would be like, "Well, I'm off." And yeah, he would just be like, and yeah, then Zuko would just pick up Caesar and just jump off. And his jump would make a shockwave that would make Nezu fly off the ground. Yeah, and Aizawa would grab Nezu before he could fly to a window of UA, and yeah, he'd be like, that's a powerful jump. Yeah, and Nezu would be like that, and yeah, Aizawa would just be like, are we sure he doesn't have a quirk? And yeah, no, actually no, All Might would come out of nowhere and ask that. And yet, Nezu would just be like, "Oh, All Might. Yes. Yes," and yet, Zuko, and yeah, All Might would be like, And yeah, and he doubted it. And Zuko and Caesar would get back to their home, aka the cave, and move the boulder and move it back into place. And yeah, there's lights inside the cave, so there's like 3 to 5 lights in that cave, so they can see what with the boulder in front of the cave's entrance. And they would go to sleep. And that's where we're going to end it off for now. Anyway, if you guys like this, like and subscribe and comment for more. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.